tight. We're gonna represent the river city, keeping rhythm to the train tracks time. And the James flows strong through our veins. We're going down to the boulevard to have fun, that's the name of the game. Beneath the stars and the lights tonight, it's our home team from Richmond, VA. Whoa, boys and girls, let's all cheer the flying squirrels. Whoa, make some noise. We are Richmond, hear our voice, and have fun, go nuts. Everybody's coming through the gates. We feel the energy starting to grow, cause RVA's stepping to the plate to knock it all the way to San Francisco. Whoa, we're on the shoulders of giants. We can see clearly for miles and miles and miles. Beneath the stars and the lights tonight, our city's gonna shout it aloud. Whoa, boys and girls, let's all cheer the flying squirrels. Whoa, make some noise. We are Richmond, hear our voice, and have fun, go nuts. One for all and all for one. We salute our champions. Hail to the flying squirrels who stand for you and me. All together we can be proud of our community. Hail to Richmond, VA, and bless this great city. Whoa, boys and girls, let's all cheer the flying squirrels. Whoa, make some noise. We are Richmond, hear our voice. Whoa, join the crowd. Shout it loud and shout it proud. There is something we want to say. The flying squirrels are Richmond, VA. Have fun, go nuts. Have fun, go nuts.
All right. Hello, everybody. This is just a preview of something I'm thinking about starting as my next little mini project, I guess you want to call it that. Before we get into the play madness, I wanted to get into the fictional sets because I do think that History Maker Baseball is in the wheelhouse for, to use a term from another game, in the wheelhouse for fictional sets. I think fictional sets play out best, or History Maker plays out best with fictional sets, I should say. And there's almost a hybrid between fictional sets and the Major League sets, and that's minor league. So they may be players you've never heard of before unless you're intimately involved with the team, but they are real people with real statistics and so forth and real ratings. So I went ahead and decided to make the Eastern League for 2011. I'm doing it one team, or actually I guess two teams at a time. And of course I'm from Richmond, so I've got a vested interest in the Richmond Flying Squirrels, who are the AA affiliates of the San Francisco Giants. And so I did make the Flying Squirrels opening day roster, the cards for them, and their opening day opponents, which were the Hartford Yard Goats. So the Hartford Yard Goats will be their opponents on opening day. See, neither team had much of a record, 63-77 versus 62-77. So this is just a quick preview. It's not a game today because I don't have time for that right now, but I just wanted to get this out there in a preview. And I did make these in home and road jerseys because Richmond did open at home against the Hartford Yard Goats. And so what I did say for some of the Richmond cards is I do have the logo, the Flying Squirrel logo, in the left-hand side of the batter cards. And you see the ratings for the batter cards there. And then on the pitcher cards, I had to be a little bit more, creative, I guess, for lack of a better term. And I put the logo in the middle of the cards there. Dan Slania is actually the only member of the Flying Squirrels who got Major League time with the Giants last year. He pitched one inning of relief, 1-2-3, back in June against Pittsburgh. I believe he got Josh Bell out and I don't know, remember the other two guys that he retired, but he faced three batters, got them all out as his only appearance. He is a starter. He was the opening day starter for Richmond in the 2017 season. So that's what I did there. Now for the Yard Goats, I have them in their road grays. So all I did basically was take the background and make it gray instead of white. So you can see the Hartford Yard Goats logo there. And of course the stats and whatnot. And then on the picture cards I had to minimize it just a touch to get it to fit in the middle of the batting and pitching qualities, because both of these teams, Hartford is a AA affiliate of the Colorado Rockies. So in this opening day game, the pitchers will hit. There'll be no DH. So that's going to be something a little more challenging. And then what I'll do is figure out who the Squirrels play after they play Hartford and make those cards. So I'm making them one team at a time so it's not so overwhelming. And then what I'll do is I'll take their season records and use the Play.com instant results chart to do the other teams in the league on a play-by-play basis or game-by-game basis to fit out the rest of the league. And then I'll see how Richmond does in their season as I play them one game at a time. I doubt I'm going to play all 140-something games. That would just take too long. So what I may do is just play maybe the first 40 or 50 games just to see how it is and get myself ready to go for 2018. But like I said, the AA or the minor league sets to me are kind of a between fictional and the major leagues. So you've got not only with the fictionals, they're make-believe players, obviously, and you never heard of them before. And with this, most of these players you never heard of before, but they are real players with real stats, and I gave them real ratings. So we'll see how it turns out. Thought the little song in the beginning was pretty cool they have for their team. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And the reason they reference San Francisco and the Giants in the song is because they are AA affiliates of the San Francisco Giants. So I'm hoping one of these days, I don't think it'll ever happen, but I'm hoping one of these days they'll break that affiliation and move up to AAA like they used to be and be the AAA team of the Washington Nationals. It would certainly make geographical sense, but I don't think that's ever going to happen because you'd have to have a new stadium for that. And our stadium has been 35 years old, and the powers that be in the city just don't seem to want to fork over any money to help build a stadium for the team. So the Squirrels may be here a little bit longer, but not much longer if they don't get a new stadium, and we'll be back in the same boat. But that's just the way things go, I guess, when you live in a city that's run like this. So what are you going to do? But anyway, I thought their motto or their slogan is "Have fun, go nuts." So the fun, I believe, has two N's in it, and it made me think of play with two A's. So I thought they kind of went together because the Play.com games, particularly History Maker, is designed to have fun, Funn, and then go nuts, of course, with squirrels and their, bearing their nuts. So the opening day game is going to be, when I get around to it, and do a video on it, maybe later on today, I don't know. But I'm on a limited schedule right now. I've only got about 10 minutes to get this in before I need to go do something else. But it's going to be the Flying Squirrels against the Hartford Yard Goats. Flying Squirrels from the San Francisco Giants organization and the Hartford Yard Goats of the Colorado Rocky organization. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, you may not recognize these players when you see them, but hey, 2 years ago, nobody recognized Joe Panic or Duffy, who was the third baseman that eventually got traded to Tampa, but he had a good run there. Jared Parker, who's the current outfielder for the Giants, had a couple of good years here, or at least one good year here. A couple of pitchers, Josh Ochich and Hunter Strickland, came through here and did very well. In fact, Tyler Beatty, who is one of their promising young starters, was a stalwart here in this for the Flying Squirrels a couple of years ago, as was Alberto Mejia, who is now with the Twins, as they traded a couple of years ago. They traded with the Twins in the attempt to get Eduardo Nunez to make a playoff run back in 2016. So Alberto Mejia was also a former Flying Squirrel. A couple of guys, a lot of those guys are probably now in, I think it's Fresno that's the AAA team. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's Fresno. but you might be seeing them up in the major leagues either later this year or certainly next year, as I think San Francisco is going through a rebuilding process. Depends on what direction they go in. But anyway, just thought I would put this out there as my upcoming little mini project. It certainly won't be as daunting as the Atlanta Braves one. It's not going to take that long. But I would like to play at least about, 30 or 40 games with the Squirrels and see how they do, as these players are kind of fresh in my mind, as opposed to the Richmond Braves from 2002, which were obviously, some 15 years ago. So these players, I actually saw them at a game this year, so I can put faces with names, and not for Hartford, but for Richmond, obviously. But anyway, thought I'd play it out, have a little fun with that. Like I said, History Maker Baseball is all about having fun, and fictional sets are right down the alley for this game. Fit in perfectly with this game, and I think that the minor league sets fill that same bill with a little bit of reality because you are looking at real players. So that's it from here. Look forward to the new year 2018. Hopefully everyone out there will have a safe New Year's Day, New Year's Eve night, and New Year's celebration. And stay safe out there. Stay warm if you're out, particularly up in the Northeast. It's awful cold. It's awful cold here in Virginia. It's going to be down in the wind chill is going to be in the single digits tonight. So we're getting that winter vortex, and that's really going to keep everyone on the inside. But when you're inside, you can play games. That's the good part about this. It's not an outdoor sport. It's an indoor activity. So, hope everyone has a wonderful new year. Look forward to what 2018 is going to bring. And until next time, we will see you all down the road.